Students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine at your home. I am back with my new video on letter writing. As you all know, in 10th class, there is letter writing in writing section that carries 10 marks. And formal letters are prescribed in your syllabus. Here, first of all, you all should know about a letter. A letter is a written message that can be handwritten or printed on paper. It is usually sent to the recipient by mail or post in an envelope. There are basically two types of letters. They are informal letter and formal letter. Informal letter. Informal letters are those letters which are written to friends and relatives. These letters are not prescribed in your syllabus. Only formal letters are prescribed. Formal letters are those letters which are written to officers and editors. So as you write an application to vice principal, that is also a formal letter. But today I am going to discuss with how to write a letter to the editor. That is very important question for 10th class. A letter to the editor may be written to the editor of a newspaper or a magazine. It is written to highlight a social issue or problem. It can also be written in order to get it published in the said medium. As it is a formal letter, the format has to be followed strictly. Only formal language can be used. Abbreviations and slang language like doesn't, don't, these are abbreviations. Don't use these abbreviations. A letter to the editor is a formal letter. And in the exam, students are asked to write a letter to the editor. So first of all, you all should know the format of writing a letter to the editor. In that type of letter, first of all, we have to write down sender's address. After that, date. Sender's address, when you write sender's address, remember it, address should be written on the left hand side. And in address, first of all, you have to write down house number, then place. That means from small to bigger one you have to go. First house number, then place, after that district or the bigger one. And students, this address is given in your paper, so it's very easy to write down this address. So in sender's address, you have to write down, you have to keep these point in your mind that you have to write down in left hand side, and the address should be written from smaller to bigger place. Okay, then leave one line, remember it, leave one line. Then date, you have to write down date. After that, leave another line, and then the address of the receiver's address to whom you are going to write a letter. Here, as you know, I am discussing with letter to the editor. So the address, the editor, the Times of India, New Delhi. This address is also given in your paper, question paper. Okay, after that, leave one line. Then write down subject. Subject is also given in your paper, and subject should be in 4 to 5 words, should be in brief regarding then the subject. Okay, after that, salutation, sir. You can also leave one line also after sir. Then in the beginning of the letter to the editor, you can write here, through the esteemed column of your newspaper, I would like to draw the attention of concerned authorities towards. Learn these lines. In all types of letter to editor, you can, in all type of letter to the editor, you can use these lines. If the letter is to the magazine, then you can write here magazine, otherwise newspaper. Through the esteemed column of your newspaper, I would like to draw the attention of concerned authority towards. After that, the problem that is mentioned in the paper, you have to write down. Then in the second new stanza, you can write detail about the problem as given in the question. In the third para, these lines you have to remember. The matter was already reported to the concerned department, but it seems that they have turned deaf ear to it. Therefore, sir, I request you to publish this issue in your newspaper so that the attention of authorities may be invited and immediate action may be taken to provide relief to the public. That is the ending of the letter to the editor. After that, thanking you, then leave one line. After, in the ending of the letter, subscription, yours. Most of the students make mistake here. They use apostrophe. Never use apostrophe here. It is yours. Then sincerely, S should be capital. Y should be capital of yours and S of sincerely should be capital. Then here in the ending, XYZ, writers, sender's name. You can say here, if name is given, then write down the name. If name is not given, then XYZ you can use. Okay, now I am taking one examples from your book. Here social networking sites have become the latest fad for school. The craze has a very bad impact on the youngster. Considering its gravity, you want to express your concern. Write a letter to the editor of Hindustan Times in 100 to 120 words. You are Nitin Nutan of house number 123A, street number 15, Sant Nagar, Delhi 110084. Now student, first task is you have to recognize who is sender here and who is receiver here. So write a letter to the editor. After this, the address, write a letter to the editor. That means the editor of Hindustan Times is the receiver to whom we are going to write a letter. And your address is UR. After that, after UR, the address is the address of senders. So here sender is Nitin Nutan of house number. So in the starting of the letter, we have to write down sender's address. So you can easily recognize who is sender. Sender is that person who is going. Okay, sender is who is going to write a letter. The address of the sender is this one, house number 123/8, street number 15, Sant Nagar, Delhi 110084. And student, remember it, everything should be written in left hand side and margin should be same throughout the letter. This is the new pattern of writing the letter. After sender's address, you can easily recognize the sender's address. UR, the address given after UR is sender's address. Then leave one line, date. And students sometimes write the date in this way. This is incorrect way. Don't write date in this way. Why? Because in some countries they write month in the beginning, then date, and after that year. In USA, as you know, in USA this date will be read at first is the month, that is January, 5th January 2020, but in actually it is 1st May. So, and in official letter, date is very important. So students, write the date, name of the month always be written. So you can write either this way or that way, 1st May 2020 or May 1st 2020. After that, leave one line. Then the address of receiver. Receiver is the editor, the Hindustan Times. Everything is given in the paper. You have to recognize who is sender, who is receiver. The editor, the Hindustan Times, New Delhi. Then leave another line. After that, you have to write down subject. Here subject is regarding bad impact of social networking sites on school going children. Then your salutation, sir. And after that, everything that is described earlier, you have to write down. Okay students, I think your concept of writing a letter to the editor is clear. Okay, thank you, bye bye.